They scored 3 quick goals yesterday against Jacksonville in the semifinal game. But here in this one, they get on the board early. It is 1-0.
As I was saying, Florida Tech had an amazing win against USF back on Friday, but yesterday lost to Jacksonville. Jacksonville going to play later in the championship game against
Florida State.
So I was just talking about them. How could I forget? They played a great game yesterday. Puck battle here at the Florida Tech blue line. It's sent back in. Trying to reverse out and failing. Lee picks it up in front for Farnick, and he couldn't handle it. Steven Rossi was great in that game against USF back on Friday. He sends it in. Lee for Florida. Moves it to Fed. Here's Ferren. No icing here against Florida, so they change out their defenseman. Puck up the new wall. It's in front, and wow! Schreiber tried to go between the legs to score. That would have been a fantastic goal here on this early morning in Coral Springs at the Panthers IceDen.
People say 8 a.m. might be a little too early for a hockey game, but no time is too early for a hockey game.
It's always hockey o'clock here at College Hockey South as the puck ends up behind the Florida net. Morton sends it around the wall. Turned over now, and they'll have to restart. Weissman made a nice pass up. Here's Zhang. Zhang shrugged off the puck, and Florida Tech will regroup. Out to the blue line, but not out. Weissman holds it in. Here's Wang. Going after the puck, but he's not able to get it. They continue their pursuit, and Morton has it now. His shot deflects wide. That's Kingery for Florida Tech, moving out of the zone. And here's Weissman again for Florida. Over to Morton. Ahead to Vertes. He tips it in. Here's Juski after it. And he'll start the Florida Tech rush. Pass that was just off the stick of his defense partner. And the puck ends up at center. That pass was in the direction of Buckley, but he couldn't handle it. Renton didn't know where the puck was, so his teammate comes in to help him. That is Wang. Zhang, excuse me. Puck behind the Florida Tech net. Pass out in front, and the backhand attempt by Rosenthal couldn't make it through as Florida continues to put some pressure on early in this game. Centering pass was cut off there by Goodine for Florida Tech, and they'll once again try and find an outlet out of their defensive zone. Bodoff in a puck battle now. He loses the puck. Here's Rosenthal. Back out for Renton at the point. Renton's shot, and that was blocked. Puck pursuit very good for Florida here in the early going, Chris.
Very, very good start for the Gators after that goal that they gave up. They've been all over the puck ever since.
Rosenthal scores! Right on cue, Shane Rosenthal takes the centering pass, and he levels it 1-1 here in Coral Springs.
Well, Florida is missing a lot of players that played last night, but that did not hurt them from scoring that goal.
Definitely a slightly relaxed atmosphere this morning compared to the semifinal games these teams played in yesterday. As that passes up for Zelmansky, and he'll just send it in. Behind the net, wraparound attempt. Puck still loose in the crease. Florida Tech can't clear it. Shot right into the glove of Keegan Groom for Florida Tech. That's Howder, excuse me. Howder played fantastic against USF earlier in this tournament.
I believe Keegan Groom played last night against Jacksonville.
Flip-flopping the goalies for Florida Tech, keeping everyone fresh. Here's Maestro at the point. Zelmansky's shot, that was into some feet. Puck to the corner by Howarder. Florida Tech once again can't get the puck out. They'll get another opportunity here, and taking the body there was Jaworski. Here's Zamiello, he shoots, and that's off the pad of Howarder. Now Florida Tech with a chance to break out. Dumping the puck in was Buckley, and Cessna will get to play it. Big hit there over on the far side as Cohenhauer goes for the puck. Here's Zambiello for Florida. Takes a slash in the back. Continues through the neutral zone. Shot, that's high over the net. Here's Leahy moving in. Puck on the back of the net. Leahy takes control, looking to the middle, decides to go back out to the point. Here's Morton, D to D, but his D partner wasn't there, so Stephen Rossi will intercept. Here's Rossi with speed. Lost the puck for a second, and he'll be forced into the corner. Looks like we got a penalty coming up here.
It's going to go against Florida, I think.
Ryan Weissman's going to go to the box. Stephen Rossi made a little spin move to try and regain possession, and their feet got tangled up, so Weissman's going to go off for tripping. First power play opportunity of the game here for Florida Tech. Trying to retake the lead. They've been hemmed into their own zone the last few minutes. 14:38 to go in this opening period.
Good pace to this game so far.
Pass across. This is Rossi. That's not Rossi. That is number 15, Santino Chancio for Florida Tech on that far side. Little battle for the puck here is a good forecheck by Leahy for Florida on the penalty kill. Pass into the feet of number 15, Chancio, and they'll have to regroup. Nice move there by Kingery, and he'll dump the puck in. Renton after it for Florida. Renton decides to just clear it all the way down the ice, and Florida Tech will have to start from their own goal. Mierzejewski carrying the puck out now for Florida Tech. Over the Florida line, taking all the space he can, drops for Rossi. Rossi's shot, more of a pass, back down for Mierzejewski into the slot, and that went by everybody. And now we got a race for the puck. Rossi trying to outpace Wang. Wang, dogged forecheck though, forced Rossi to make a nice saucer pass rink wide. Dumping the puck in was Ryan Cormier. And Florida will take possession again. Bit of a stop-start power play here for Florida Tech. They haven't been able to really establish possession in the offensive zone with any regularity so far. 30 seconds to go in the power play. That was offside. So Florida Tech will have to start from their own zone again. Vertes on the forecheck. Behind the net was Seamus Buckley. He got tied up with Vertes. Vertes ended up going to the ice, and are we going to get another penalty here?
This time Florida Tech is going to go to the box.
Looks like it's going to be Buckley. Yeah, Seamus Buckley was the one to go and retrieve that cleared puck, and he kind of just lost control of it at the side of his net and had to take Vertes down, or else Vertes might have had an opportunity there. So we're going to play 15 seconds of 4-on-4, and then Florida will have an abbreviated power play.
For about 1 minute and 45 seconds.
A little disappointing if you're Florida Tech, not really able to set up anything good on that power play, and then you go right to the box. Up the wall, here's Rossi, just out of his reach, but he'll skate onto this. 1-on-2. Tried to make a move around Rosenthal, and Rosenthal had good stick positioning. Out of the box comes Weissman for Florida. They're on the power play now. Here's Hitchcock. Hitchcock into the corner behind the net, bodied off the puck. That's Jack Ost for Florida Tech. Puck comes back out to the point for Renton. Renton down low. Here's Hitchcock. Hitchcock behind the net, falling down was number 33 Schreiberg over there. Now he's got the puck in the neutral zone. Schreiberg over the line slowly, looking for a teammate, decides to take it himself into the corner, spins, back to the point for Leahy. Leahy, here's Junga moving down the right wing. He puts it in front, and that shot didn't get through. That was Faring. Schreiberg, again, back in that corner. Sidesteps out in front, stays away from Rossi. Back out for Renton. Good space here for Florida. Cross-ice pass, and Farring couldn't handle it. He would have had a wide open net to shoot at. We got a delayed penalty here against Florida Tech as Stephen Rossi touches up.
So we're going to have a 5-on-3 for the next 27 seconds.
Looks like we're getting maybe a too many men call here against Florida Tech. In any case, 5-on-3 opportunity for Florida, and then they're going to get even more power play time. Jaworski going to take this. He's out there with Zelmansky and Zamiello as the group of 3 forwards. Here's Hitchcock out at the point, still out there. He was out there on the original power play. Here's Maestro, back to Hitchcock. Zamiello now. Down low for Maestro. In front, big save by Howarder. Maestro with it again, back out for Zamiello. Shot through traffic, and we get a whistle here. I think the net came off. That was a big save by Howarder.
Massive save by Howarder. Really stood tall. The puck was almost about to go in, but Howarder's pad prevented it.
Puck will come out here, as I guess it's deemed that Florida was the one that knocked the net off. Getting a good view now of Zach Zamiello in the tinted bubble. You're free to have your own opinion about that. Here's Maestro. Maestro's got Hitchcock at the point, chooses to go to him. Here's Zamiello on the far side, top of the circle, goes down and shoots, and that sticked up into the ceiling, and it did not come back down. We're going to need a new puck.
Wow, that's the first time I've ever seen that. I've never seen a puck get stuck up in the ceiling at a hockey game. That's honestly crazy.
We've seen plenty of pucks out of play on this rink this weekend, but never one that didn't come down. That save defying gravity a little bit there by Justin Howarder.
The winner of this game will take home 3rd place in ACDC.
Here's Hitchcock now, top of the circle. He moves in, another save by Howarder. It's loose, and it was cleared away. Here's Maestro. Over to Schreiber. Excuse me, that was number 37 out there for Florida.
Connor Jaworski.
Here's Zamiello, over to Jaworski. Back to Zamiello at the point. He makes a nice move, moves down, and scores! Zach Zamiello with a nice little effort. And Florida takes a 2-1 lead.
So after giving up the first goal of the game, Florida has really put on the pressure on the Florida Tech Panthers. Zach Zamiello getting that goal with the tinted bubble.
Almost halfway through this first period, shots are 6-3 in favor of Florida, and they just took a 2-1 lead. Feels like the puck has been on the Florida Tech side of the ice for a good bit this period. As Florida coming forward here again. Here's Wang. Wang cut off there. Florida Tech will come the other way. Weissman trying to get away from number 4 for Florida Tech. That was Cohen Howarder. Puck in this corner here. Florida Tech takes possession, and they fail to get possession in the neutral zone again. Waves of attack for Florida here. Here's Vertes after the puck. Kingree engages with him. Weissman sends it back down. It's back out to Zhang. His pass flubbed a little bit. And here comes Florida Tech. Buckley pushed up against the boards here. He's got some support, though, from Taylor. Ian Taylor. Back out to the defenseman. That's poked away by Vertes, and he manages to get it to center. Rossi bumped off the puck, but he was assisted there. Long shot by Rossi, and that's blockered away by Mason Cessna.
That was a beautiful shot there by Rossi.
Chancio tried to make a move toward the net, and he was cut off. Florida back the other way past Missed Zhang. He tried to skate onto it, but he lost it. Here's Rossi again. Rossi for Florida Tech moves in on Cessna. Rossi, and that's a big save from Mason Cessna with the pad.
Massive save there by Cessna. Really read the puck very well on that one.
Jack Ost moving in. He shoots. That's knocked down by Cessna. He couldn't grab the rebound, but it was cleared. In the corner now, Florida Tech trying to get some momentum here as they've put a nice little shift together here in the offensive zone. Down low, that was Chancio. He lost the puck, so it's over to his teammate Jack Ost. Zhang picking it up for Florida, and he'll go around the boards for Santaros. Puck turned over, though, into the middle, and Morton was there. Pass was into the feet of Quinlan, but he manages to dump it in deep. Here's Ajewski trying to get away from Rosenthal. Will just pass it up the middle, and that finds Junga in the Florida defensive zone. He makes a pass up to Leahy. That missed him. Ost gave the puck away. Here's Lee in front. Stick handles around Howarder and puts it away.
Too easy there for Leahy to put that one in. And Florida is now up big here in the first period against Florida Tech.
Turnover in the corner from Florida Tech, and the puck was put out for Leahy, who made a nice move around Howder, who was just out in no man's land after that, and then he put it away into the open net. Beautiful goal from Lee. 7:33 to go in this first period. Florida with a 3-1 lead now, and here they come again. Here's Streiberg. Got Leahy going to the net, tried to find him, but it was intercepted. Junga kicks it back into the Florida Tech zone. No pressure now. And then it was given away. Here's Faring in front for Streiberg, and that's a good save from Howarder.
Really good stop there from Howarder.
Here's Renton moving down low. Renton to the front. That was saved by Howarder. The pass for Lee didn't make it to him. Streiberg again. Pass back for Junga, and they missed him, so Florida will have to go back into their own zone. 2 forecheckers for Florida Tech. It's Goodhine and Bodoff. Nice play by Florida to get around them, though. Here's Junga right up the gut of the ice. Junga over the line. Tries to make it towards the net, and Howarder turned him away. A little bit of extra punches there after the shot. Puck still loose. So here's Ferenc. He was sticked away by Rossi. Junga still fighting for it, and Rossi skates away with it. Tried to make a move around Hitchcock and was unable to. Jaworski right off the bench for Florida. He's got Leahy, who's still out there after scoring the 3-1 goal. Pushed into the corner was Jaworski. Now the puck's on the near side. Leahy finally going to the bench. Rossi makes a nice move out of traffic and will try and skate it out of the zone, but he couldn't beat Maestro. Maestro, good job to hold it in. And Zelmansky's going to chase after it. Tried to put it in front, and he did. Not sure Jaworski was expecting that pass. Florida Tech the other way. Florida Tech moving in. That's Taylor. He tried to get around Maestro, but Maestro did a good job to hold him to the outside. Here's Zelmansky through the neutral zone for Florida. Pressured, and he gave the puck away. Florida Tech with a chance to reset. It's Cayman Kingery. Up ahead, off the bench was Buckley. He tips it in. Taylor skates after it. Here's Buckley again. Taylor to the net. Buckley, and that's right into the glove of Mason Cessna. Another save for him. He hasn't had to make too many in this game.
Great possession there from Florida Tech, but Cessna stood up tall and made the save. That's right. Florida Tech has not really had that much possession of the puck ever since they went up 1-0 early in this game.
Moving in there was Goodhine to put it on, and that was blocked. Weissman got in the way. Puck battle in this obstructed view in the corner. Here's Buckley now. Morton trying to stay with him. Buckley tried to spin away. Morton did a good job to pin him against the boards. Puck found its way to the slot, but Florida is able to take possession, and that's an important play there from Kingery, and it's back the other way. Here comes Florida Tech. Moving in is Buckley. Puck and feet, and Weissman manages to take it away and clear it up the wall. Puck went right back to the net. There's a Florida Tech player over there. That was Goodhine. to cut it off. Now it's Buckley on the far side. Nice move there by Ost. Moving down low. Ost lost an edge in the corner, and Morton will skate away with it. Took out his teammate as well. Morton dumps it in, and Buckley will have to go and get this. Nice play. I know he didn't get it around Zhang. In front, here's Quinlan. He was skating onto it. Santarius couldn't find it. Here comes Santino Chancio. Long shot, and that's almost held by Cessna, and he'll cover.
Florida has really been putting on the pressure in this first period. Ever since they tied this game, they've been all over Florida Tech.
DJ putting on Devil Went Down to Georgia. Song about my home state. They play that a few times up there in my area. As the puck is beside the Florida net, Renton is going to try and skate away with this. He moves it up ahead for Rosenthal. Rosenthal tried to make a move, and the puck skipped away from him, but a good play by Quinlan to get the puck back. Quinlan spinning in the corner. Pressured there. Renton behind the net. Rossi took the puck away nicely. Stephen Rossi flips it ahead, and Junga will take control for Florida in the neutral zone. Santarias dumped it in. Nice little move there. As here comes number 5, Mierzejewski for Florida Tech. He moves in. Mierzejewski shot, and that ended up going across the net. He had a teammate there, that was Wilkin, but he couldn't find any wood on it. Schreiberg, pass was behind him, so Rossi skates back the other way for Florida Tech. So it looks like we got an offside here against Florida Tech. A little bit of an extra body check attempt. I believe that was Rosenthal who came flying in.
Florida Tech is already getting frustrated with their play here in the first period.
Mierzejewski had a few extra words for the Florida bench. Referee directing him back to his own bench, as this face-off will be right in front of us. Schreiberg takes possession. Over to his D partner Hitchcock. He'll skate back, trying to get away from the Florida Tech forecheck, and they do nicely. Here's Leahy, was passing ahead for Ferenc, and he couldn't handle it. Pass, that's picked off there by Kingery for Florida Tech, and he moves in. Nice play by Hitchcock to poke it away. Hitchcock right through the middle of the ice for Schreiberg. He was cut off, but he follows the puck. Kingery in his own zone, trying to get away from Schreiberg. He'll just dump it down the ice. Here's Maestro for Florida in his own zone. Up ahead to Leahy, one of the Florida goal scorers. He tries to bank it around, and he's able to. Leahy pass into the middle. Not sure whose stick that got, but it was tipped wide. Schreiberg in front, and that's intercepted by Chancio. Chancio able to skate the puck out of the zone, and his pass was into the feet of Taylor, so Florida Tech will come the other way. Here's Leahy. Got Schreiberg with him. Tried to give it to Schreiberg, and the pass hopped over his stick.
Yeah, I was just unlucky there from Schreiberg. The puck was very close to him, but it was a bit too hard of a pass.
Rossi taking a shot after he made a nice move in the neutral zone. Pass comes out in front, and Morton just clears the zone. Just under 2 minutes to go in this opening frame. Florida with a 3-1 lead, but Florida Tech has played a little bit better the last 5 minutes or so. Rossi moving in. Got Kingery with him. Or Santino Chancio, excuse me. Rossi just holding the puck against the boards. Morton digging for it. And he manages to move the puck ahead, but it was out of the reach of his teammate. Here's Mierzejewski now for Florida Tech. Skating away from Zelmansky. He couldn't beat the Florida press. Here's Zelmansky. He's got Zamiello in front. Puck off the back of the net. Howard are giving Zamiello a little shove to get out of his crease. Chancio couldn't get it. Here's Zamiello again. Got one goal in the game already, and this shot was blocked. Last minute of play. Another shot by Zamiello, and that's held by Howarder. As then he shrugged off an oncoming Florida Tech player down there.
Yeah, we got some pushing and shoving after that play.
Alex Hansen for Florida Tech, not too happy about being pushed away by Zamiello. Florida Tech making a change here. Offensive zone face-off coming up here for Florida. Jaworski will take it for the Gators. And he wins it. Back to Morton. Over to Weissman, his D partner. Sent behind the net. Here's Zelmansky. Jaworski. Back to Zelmansky. He tries to bring it out in front. Goes back the other way. Spinning behind the net. Howder didn't know where he was. Here's Morton at the point. Long shot, and that's patted away by Howder. Second opportunity, and the net is off. So we'll get a stoppage with 30.5 seconds to go in this first period.
A first period that looked like it was going to be dominated by Florida Tech at the beginning of the game. But Florida, ever since that first goal, has really put on the pressure and got a few of their own.
Zamiello made a nice move, cutting to the slot. Zamiello in, he scores! Zach Zamiello with his second goal of the game, and it looked a lot like the first. And Florida takes a 4-1 lead in the last 30 seconds of the first period.
Florida just was a team that looked like they were more ready to play from the beginning. You can tell that they're angry after their last game against Florida State, which did not go their way at all. And now they're up 4-1 against a really tough Florida Tech team.
Yeah, that Florida versus Florida State game was one of the more physical ones we've seen this weekend. Both teams were trying to impose their will. Florida got pushed around a little bit, and you can tell they've made a conscious effort to not let that happen again this morning. Florida Tech not as physical of a team as FSU. As we're into the last 10 seconds of the first period, as this puck has to be chased down by Morton, and we'll get an icing. So one last offensive zone face-off coming now for Florida before each team goes and takes a breather.
A well-deserved breather for Florida because they've looked fantastic in this game so far.
Florida Tech will get a chance to regroup here, but they got to defend these last few seconds as Florida content to just watch the time go off the clock as the forecheck was rather lazy, to put it lightly. But in any case, period comes to an end. Chris, what'd you think of the first 20 minutes as a whole?
It was all Florida. Florida absolutely dominated that first period. Florida Tech came out flying like they usually do, especially yesterday when they went up 3-0 early against Jacksonville. But today, it's been all Florida so far.
And as a result, they have a 4-1 lead to take with them into the intermission. They also lead on the shot clock 13-8. We will be back with you in just a few minutes for the second period here between Florida and Florida Tech.
Logging in.
Welcome back, everybody, to the College Hockey South playoffs. We are currently doing the ACDC Division third place game between Florida and Florida Tech. Everybody has had a little breather. I have had a McDonald's hash brown. We are ready to go here in the second period.
Those McDonald's hash browns are gas, by the way. Gotta say. Fantastic. Gotta go there more often for breakfast.
If you're one of the people up early this morning to watch this game, all of us at College Hockey South appreciate your dedication to our conference. Florida trying to get the puck, and they do. Here's Renton's got Zambiello on the far side, finds Zambiello, and he was looking for the hat trick, and he shot it high and wide. A nice little play there by Renton to touch it to his teammate Junga. Jaworski makes a nice play, and Zambiello will glove the puck down to himself. Makes a move. He almost made a move around Mierzejewski. Mierzejewski got a piece of it. Puck out in front, and Florida Tech will need to clear this. Jaworski applying some pressure. Florida out of the blocks early here. Zambiello makes a nice move. Tried to get to the net, and Mierzejewski shut him down. Florida Tech finally able to move the puck out. It's Rossi. Rossi moving in, finds his teammate, and that's wide. That was Grank Wilkin moving in for Florida Tech with the white gloves. Back out to Mierzejewski. His long shot is towed away by Cessna.
Good save there by Cessna.
Now it's Wang moving up. Puck was knocked off his stick, and Florida was offside. Rossi skating in after this. Weissman didn't see him coming. Here's Rossi, wraparound attempt, and he almost had it, but he couldn't wrap his stick around it. No icing here against Florida. Mierzejewski will just send it up the wall. Morton couldn't cut it off, so Florida will have to backtrack to their own zone. Jonathan Wang over to his teammate Weissman. Florida dumping it ahead and going off for a change. Ost trying to move the puck up the wall. Got Taylor with him, but Taylor skates away from the confrontation. Out in front, and that went by everybody. Here's Maestro. Taylor got a stick in there, but Maestro maintains possession. Maestro trying to go to Zhang, and he does. Zhang in front for Quinlan. He does well to control it, and it's into the glove of Justin Howarder.
Good start to this second period for Florida, getting some pucks to the net, but also a couple of odd man rushes have been given up by the Gators here in this second period. But Louis Cessna has been fantastic in this game.
Shane Rosenthal in to take this, and he loses it. So Florida Tech will try and find an outlet out of their zone, but they can't. Maestro holds it in nicely. Centarias lost the puck. Gets it back, though. That was Quinlan coming out in front, and his shot went just wide. Back out in front in the direction of Rosenthal. Nice little play there. To move the puck out was Buckley, Seamus Buckley. Long shot in, that went by Cessna. Skating onto it now is Florida Tech. It's Buckley again. Buckley back to Mierzejewski. He just sends it into the corner. Rosenthal picks up there. Mierzejewski picks off the pass, and Rosenthal with a good stick to poke it ahead to his teammate Quinlan. Quinlan moving in. Quinlan on the backhand, and that almost fooled Howder. Howder looked like he thought he was going to pass it across for Rosenthal. Had to make a quick save.
Had to be quick with that one, and he was.
Ref helping Justin Howder out a little bit by putting the net back on, and here comes Florida. Makes a nice move. That was Rosenthal, and he lost control of the puck. Jack Oss playing the puck back out to the point. Renton now for the Gators. Nice pass across to Schreiberg. Schreiberg gets it out of the feet of his defender. That's Ost. Mierzejewski stepping up now to take the puck. Makes a nice pass over to the wing. That's number 15, Santino Cencio for Florida Tech. He loses the puck, and Junga will come the other way. Up ahead for Leahy. He tried to tip it ahead for Schreiberg, and he fell down in the process. Puck out into the neutral zone, and Renton will have to wait for his teammates to get onside. Schreiberg tags up. Rink wide pass for Leahy. Rossi was too close, so he takes the puck away. Here's Rossi now. Moving in. Rossi around the net. Tried to put it out in front for Wilkin. Junga now off the boards behind his net. Leahy takes it. Makes a nice pass up the wall to Schreiberg. Schreiberg moving in against Mirzajewski. Schreiberg trying to find a path to the net. Goes behind the net. Mirzajewski with him the whole way. Puck now. Schreiberg to the net. Touched in front, and Ferenc couldn't put that away. Another pass to the slot, and Schreiberg's stick was lifted by Taylor. Over to Renton, who's wide open. He's got room to skate down, and he misses the net. Mirzajewski now. 5 minutes gone here in the second period. Mirzajewski got tied up with Leahy. Maintains the control of the puck, and it'll bounce over to number 20, Ryan Cormier for Florida Tech. He gives the puck away. With speed goes Junga over the line. One man to beat. Trying to get around Mirzajewski, and he lost the handle. Mirzajewski has been out there a lot for Florida Tech. Good puck-moving defenseman. Here's Zelensky trying to find Zamiello when he does. Zamiello, long shot, and that's held by Justin Horder. Zamiello has had some opportunities to find the hat trick here in the second period.
He has. He's been putting a lot of pucks to the net, but Horder has been standing on his head throughout this second period. Looks like the puck is stuck in his equipment.
Shots are 17-11 in favor of the Florida Gators. This line of Jaworski, Zelmansky, and Zamiello out there again. Buckley now off the glass and out, but not out. Great play at the line by Weissman to hold it in. He finds Zelmansky. Zelmansky has got Zamiello open. That shot flies by the net. Kingery pressured, and he gives it away. Here's Zamiello. Zamiello looking for a pass. He'll just go around the boards for Morton. D to Weissman. Down low for Jaworski to chase after. Played with a high stick now. And Florida Tech the next to touch. That was Josh Goodhind, and he'll just ice the puck. Bit of an unnecessary play there from Florida Tech, but they at least relieved the pressure momentarily.
Face-off coming up in the Florida zone. Florida looking to put more pucks to the net in this period. We've seen a lot of shots go wide from the Gators. Florida Tech just needs some puck possession at this point.
This is number 2 for Florida Tech, Ethan Bodoff, skating into the zone. Zamiello now coming back the other way. Zamiello tried to make a move, and Mirzajewski was having none of that. Second opportunity now for Jaworski, and he was stopped.
That's some pushing and shoving in front of the net, but no major casualties there.
It almost feels like the teams want to stand up for each other, and then they, go through the motions of trying to be physical, and then they realize this is exhausting and it's too early for this. So.
Yeah, it is definitely exhausting to play a physical game. That's why we haven't seen as much physicality as I thought we were going to. Florida Tech is definitely looking a little bit frustrated out there, though.
Bit of a gentleman's agreement out here. Keep the extra energy exertion between the whistles to a minimum for this game. Hitchcock couldn't play the puck, and now here comes Florida Tech. Back to Rossi. Rossi shot, and that didn't make it through. Here's Vertes for Florida. Sends it over to his teammate Wang. Jonathan Wang hounding the puck. Here's Ajewski on him. Puck finds Hitchcock. The reliable defenseman for Florida, Hitchcock. Looking for a teammate, and he finds Vertes, or at least he thought he could, but Vertes didn't handle it. Puck sent out. Zhang almost intercepted it. Hitchcock touched it to the middle. And Chancio is skating the wrong way for Florida Tech. Here's Ajewski taking some contact, but he spins out of it nicely in the corner. Tried to make an outlet pass, and that was intercepted again by Florida. Florida defensemen doing a great job in this game of holding the line. Wang now with an opportunity, or Zhang out in front. Vertes couldn't handle it, so Zhang will stay on it. Zhang being watched by Cormier for Florida Tech. And Rossi skates away, and he'll stop behind his own net and start again. Has to make a move around Wang, and he can't, so he gives the puck away. Junga back down low. Mirzajewski will cut that off, being pressured by Vertes. 12 minutes to go here in the second period. Frank Wilkin trying to pass it back to Mirzajewski, but now he's in a puck battle. Rossi there too, and that's just dumped in. Jack Ost will skate after this for Florida Tech. Florida Tech made a pass in the direction of Steven Rossi, who wasn't looking for it. The penalty box door was open. Not sure what was going on over on that side, but players having a chat about it on the way back to the face-off.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that was all about. The penalty box door opened for some reason. It was...
I think Steven Rossi might have gotten his stick caught. These penalty box doors on this rink are a little unusual in that the baseboard yellow part at the bottom is attached to the board, so the whole thing swings in.
Yeah.
Maybe his stick got caught in there and he needed a little bit of help from the penalty box attendant to free himself.
That could have been what that was.
Junga sending the puck in. Centarios will be the first to this. Here's Rosenthal now, makes a pass to Junga. Junga makes a move, cutting to the slot. That's stopped by Howder, loose puck. Junga moving in, another save by Howder, a third save by Howder. Great sequence there for Justin Howder, and here comes Florida Tech. It's Buckley, puck knocked off his stick, and Florida Tech's offside. So a chance for Florida to regroup after that chance.
Good sequence for Florida there too, getting a lot of pucks to the net, which is what they've been doing all game.
Here's Centarios in again for Florida. It's attack after attack for the Gators. Florida Tech just trying to fend them off. Nice little attempted move there by Ost, and he lost the puck after taking on 4 Gators. Here's Rosenthal now, moving in. Puck knocked away there by Kingery. He makes a pass on the direction of Taylor. It was too far for him. So Rosenthal will control. This is Weissman, excuse me. He chips it ahead to himself. Big hit here in the corner as Weissman managed to get away from an incoming Kingery. Shot out for Farang. Passes back to Lee. Shot off the bar and in.
That's a goal.
What a shot by Lee for Florida. Bar down over Justin Howder. Nothing he can do about it. And Florida extends their lead. It's 5-1.
5 unanswered goals for the Gators. Leahy with a beautiful shot there too.
Hugh Leahy scoring again for the Gators. It's his second of the game to match Zach Zambiello's 2 for Florida. The other one scored by Shane Rosenthal. Here's Schreiberg now. Back out to Morton. Shot, that's through traffic, and he scores! Dylan Morton, 2 goals in quick succession for the Florida Gators. And they take a 6-1 lead.
It has been all Florida in this game.
The shots just keep coming for Florida. Justin Howarder staring pensively into the abyss in his crease. His mask is off. Looks like he's trying to get the attention of somebody. Looks like he's pleading with his expressions for his coach to take him out of this game. He looks like he's just about done. Here's Hitchcock up to Farink. In the middle for Hugh Leahy. Trying to stick handle out traffic, and Rossi will take it away. Rossi, rink wide pass for Chancio is out of his reach, so Hitchcock will take it for Florida. Pass out of the reach of everybody, and Mirzajewski will skate back for this, being forechecked by Leahy. The pressure not stopping for the Gators, even though they're up 5. Farink does nicely to take the puck away from Mirzajewski, but Florida Tech skates out with it. Chancio passing to the middle for Rossi. He's hit hard from behind by Schreiberg. Didn't see him coming. Here's Chancio, shot towards the net, and that went wide of Mason Cessna's goal. Schreiberg spinning away from Chancio, and he'll start up the ice. Schreiberg for Florida. Schreiberg moving it on Mierzejewski, cuts to the net, and that's poked away. Leahy scores!
Oh my goodness.
A hat trick for Hugh Leahy. And the goals just keep coming for the Gators. It's 7-1 as they've exploded in the second period here.
Just unbelievable. We're going to look down to the Florida Tech bench to see if Keegan Groom is going to get ready, and he's not.
His helmet is still off. He looks like he is in no hurry to come into this game. Zielinski had the puck knocked away.
Florida Gators goal is third.
Up ahead now for Taylor. He touches it now to his teammate. That was Buckley. Florida coming back.
Florida's just all over the Florida Tech Panthers here.
Here's Renton. Jaworski. And they're offside. This is the Florida team we knew they had. This might just tell you how good FSU was, because this Florida team, they can score, and FSU, they shut them down.
Absolutely, they shut them down, and they shut them down in a big way too. And Florida just came into this game with a lot of firepower, despite having a very rough turnaround from a 6 o'clock game last night to an 8 o'clock game this morning. Looks like Florida Tech is going to the power play here as Zelmansky is going to the penalty box.
Went to the wrong one at first. Speaking of the Florida State Seminoles, they are currently engaged in a bout against Jacksonville on the other rink. It is still 0-0 over there.
Shots on goal are 22-11 in favor of Florida. That definitely shows you how this game has gone.
Nice move by Zamiello. Tried to cut around Kingery, and Kingery's having none of it, and Zamiello shoves him to the ice for his trouble. Jaworski back down low to Zamiello. He lost the puck, and here's Taylor. Great. Taylor lost the puck. And so Jack Ost will go and collect this for Florida Tech. Pass out of the reach of his teammate Buckley. Jaworski coming back the other way now. Shot right into the glove of Justin Howder. 117, excuse me, to go in this Florida Tech power play. But they'll have to start from their own defensive zone.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for Florida Tech to come back in this game.
Final conference game for both of these teams this season. After this, they will make the trek back home and start gearing up for next season in College Hockey South. Here's Steven Rossi. Moving ahead, does well to get around Vertes. Rossi moving into the middle, and that's a big save there by Cessna off of Grank Wilkin.
Right into his breadbasket there. That looked like it was going to go in, but shot at glove side, and a nice catch there by Cessna.
Grant Wilkin had a few opportunities set up by Rossi. Moving ahead now is Vertes. 2-on-1 opportunity here for Florida. He's in with Zhang. Vertes takes it himself, misses wide. Zhang tried to get the rebound, but the puck was bouncing. Rossi back the other way, as he so often has in this tournament. Rossi moving in, shot, and that's wide.
That one just whistled wide there.
Zhang couldn't take the puck away, but Morton will take it, and he'll just fire it down the ice. And Howder will stick that down. Mierzejewski skating away from the oncoming Zhang, and now he wheels up the ice. Mierzejewski over the Florida line, shoots it himself, and Cessna pads that away.
Good stop there by Cessna.
Cessna hasn't been super busy in this game, but he's been there when he's had to be. Here comes Zelmansky trying to skate in, and we got a collision in front of the net. That could have been more dangerous than it was.
Net's been dislodged.
That could have been ugly. Luckily, Justin Howarder seemed to be able to catch Zelmansky, for lack of a better term, as he flew in there. Net being put back on the spikes there. Puck down in this corner. Here's Hitchcock now. Cranking out, walks the line. Rosenthal got a tip on it, but it took most of the power away. Open net here on the wraparound. Puck out in front. Rosenthal again. He'll just dump it back into the corner. Kingery trying to get the puck away. Ost now after it for Florida Tech. He's scrummed against the wall. Florida Tech trying to clear the zone here, and they might be able to. Nice play here from Florida Tech. Here they come. Moving in, shot, and that's wide of the net.
That one just whistled wide there. But a good opportunity for the Panthers.
Ost taken down.
Got a penalty.
And we are going to get a penalty. Didn't see the arms go up initially, but feet got tangled up, and Florida Tech will go back on the power play here. But they're trailing 7-1 with 5 minutes to go in the second period.
It's going to be Rosenthal going to the box.
Shane Rosenthal will go get a 2-minute breather here. He'll engage in a conversation with our College Hockey South staff member down there. Can't tell who that is from this distance through the pane of glass. Shot in front. Cessna had a little bit of trouble with that one, but he's able to squeeze it between his pads.
There's a good early chance on this power play.
Looks like that caught Cessna by surprise a little bit. Florida trying to get anything on the board here. Long shot, and they score! Right on cue! Ryan Cormier with a blast from the point, and Florida Tech is on the board at 7-2.
Ryan Cormier with a nice shot there, and a good power play goal for Florida Tech. To try and get themselves back in this game. It might seem a little bit of a long shot now, but there's another whole period of hockey left to play.
Smiles on the faces of Florida Tech. They're just happy to see one go in for them. A power play goal. Florida wins the draw. Here's Hitchcock now. Florida's lead reduced by 1, but they're looking to reinstate it right away. Here's Hitchcock. Back out to Ferenc. Puck ends up behind the net with Hugh Leary, who's got a hat trick in this game. Here's Ferenc at the point. Over to Maestro. Maestro shot. That hit a stick on the way through and ends up in the Florida Tech corner. Puck down the ice, and now a chance for Cohen Howard to skate onto this, but Maestro did well to cut him off. What a back check. That back check up 5 in a game like this. Gotta like the effort there from Maestro. Here's Leahy. Pass in front, Schreiberg. Out in front for Ferenc. Shot, that's bobbling in the air. And Florida Tech will skate this away. It's Rossi again. Rossi.
Feels like Florida's kind of let their foot off the gas here.
You can expect it a little bit. It's in the early morning. They got a big lead. Ian Taylor couldn't hold the line, so Florida Tech will take control of this. Renton ahead for Schreiberg. Tried to make a move around Rossi, and he couldn't. Ferenc having a race. Rossi for the third. Rossi gets around him. Rossi in on goal. He scores! Runs into the referee for his trouble, but Stephen Rossi, 2 goals in a row for Florida Tech, and it's 7-3.
Well, here come the Panthers.
Florida still with a big lead, but it seems to be eroding by the minute. Still a long shot here for Florida Tech with 3:38 to go in the second period, but you got to commend their effort. They've kept at it, and they've gotten a couple goals here.
Goal scored by number 8, Stephen Rossi. Time to goal, 3:38 in the second period, unassisted.
It's an unassisted goal by Rossi.
Dangerous play there by Jaworski, skating it right in front of his own crease. Zamiello the other way now. He's looking for a hat trick of his own. Gets around one. Zamiello to the net. And a glove save by Justin Howarder, flashing the leather.
Really good save there by Howarder. Love the way how he just used that glove to snag it out of the air.
No changes for either team. Jaworski in to take this draw against Buckley, and Buckley wins it forward. So Florida Tech will able to leave the zone. That's Bodoff. Nice play to intercept the outlet pass, but Renton gets it right back. Kingery trying to get the puck away from Zamiello, and he's able to. Nobody told Bodoff a forechecker was coming. Florida takes the puck away. Jaworski missed wide. Some poor communication there for Florida Tech. Renton.
It's a pretty rough miss there.
Spinning away from Bodoff. He just gives it to his teammate Junga, and he's got time behind his own net. Outlet pass to Zamiello, crossing over with Jaworski. Zamiello now. Tough angle shot, and that rings all the way around. Here's Weissman at center ice. He'll just dump it in. Zamiello was offside, so he'll just go to the bench. Kingery gets the puck away from Wang. Pass ahead now in the direction of Chancio. He makes a move to the middle. Tried to leave it for Rossi, but it was out of his reach. Chancio still on it. Passes it towards the net, and Cessna will cover that easily. Just a reminder, this is only the introduction to what should be a amazing final day here of the College Hockey South playoffs here in Coral Springs.
So we got the Women's Championship and the Men's Division III Championship as well. Should be two great games.
Those two games on tap. Weissman made the defender fall down, moved in, and he never really got a shot away as Cormier, one of the Florida Tech goal scorers, was left in the dust. Cormier kicking it ahead now to Wilkin. Wilkin lost the puck though. Pass behind Wang. And here comes Mirzajuski again with the puck. Mirzajuski got Chancio with him. Spins back to Cormier. He shoots, and that's blockered away by Cessna.
Great save there by Cessna.
Weissman bodied by Wilkin. Zhang couldn't scoot the puck out. Vertes with a nice play to touch it ahead. He'll be first to the puck. Howard are giving him a wave as he goes for it. Bit of a lighthearted feel now for this game. Puck out in front, and that was into the feet of Mirzajuski, trying to stick handle out of traffic, and Zhang takes the puck away. Excuse me, that was Jonathan Wang. Mirzajuski now in his own corner. Not much pressure from Florida. Rossi spinning away from Wang. Tried to touch it ahead, and that'll be cut off by Maestro. Big hit by Rossi, and he's able to take the puck away. Here's Wilkin now. Wilkin not able to control it, and Florida will come back the other way. Centarias frees the puck up for Zhang. Out in front for Quinlan. Off of Centarias. It's loose, and it's covered by Justin Howarder.
Well done by Justin Howarder to get over there and cover that puck, because that was a very close opportunity for Florida to open up the lead once again to 5.
25.5 seconds to go here in the second period. Would it be interesting to see if that would have counted? It looked like it went off the glove of Santarias at the back post. Looked like he almost tried to cross-check the puck into the net. I think it got his glove and then landed right on the post by the goal line. But Howarder kept it out. Maestro, D to D. Over to Quinlan. Puck's poked away from him. Here's a chance for Cohen Howarder. He's fighting for the puck. Scrums it against Maestro. Good play by Quinlan to stick handle out of traffic. Shane Rosenthal trying to get it out of the feet of his teammate Quinlan. And Kingery will go back and get this for Florida Tech as time expires on the second period. Florida up big, but a positive end to the period for Florida Tech.
Definitely a positive end of the period for the Panthers, getting 2 goals later on in that period after Florida went up 7-1 after scoring 7 unanswered goals.
Florida will take a 7-3 lead into the break. 2 periods down, 1 more to go here in the ACDC third place game in Coral Springs. We will see you in just a little bit. Welcome back, everybody, to College Hockey South Playoffs, ACDC Division, here at the third place game between Florida and Florida Tech. Teams meandering about in front of their benches, waiting for this period to get going. Refs putting the nets back in place after our Zamboni cut. Florida with a 7-3 lead in this game. Scored 7 unanswered goals after Florida Tech got the initial one. And then Florida Tech got 2 goals near the end of the second period. Generated some momentum and some happier faces on the Florida Tech bench. Chris, what have you thought about the first 40 minutes?
I thought the first 40 minutes were pretty much dominated by Florida, except the last around 5 minutes of the second period, where Florida Tech really took control of this game. I think we're going to be in for a good third period here, Aaron.
Yep, it'll be interesting to see how these teams approach this, as Wilkin, Rossi, and Chancio are out there for Florida Tech to take on the trio of Leahy, Farrank, and Schreiberg for Florida. Face-off won by the Gators, and Jung will control in his own zone, goes D to D to Renton. His pass goes into the feet of Chancio, but he recovered nicely. Rossi now lost the puck, and so Chancio will go and pick this up for Florida Tech. He tried to make a move around Schreiberg, and Schreiberg stood him up. Junga over to Schreiberg, tried to take it off his skate, and it bounced away, but he gets the puck back. Schreiberg moving into the Florida Tech zone. Schreiberg in on goal, made a move, loose puck, still in front, and Leahy couldn't find it. Pass back out to the point at Schreiberg again. Directed to the outside. Rossi making sure he wasn't going to get called for a hook there. Shot. Dumping, that hit. Number 19, Cayman Kingery in the mask, it looks like.
It looked like it hit him in the face, but he seems to be okay.
Luckily, he's got the cage on his helmet. Shot from a tough angle, that whizzed wide. Net moved a little bit, but no problem for Howarder. Junga now. Lee setting up shop in the slot. That shot goes wide. Florida recovers. Tough angle shot. Howarder holds that out too. Junga in the middle, and he scores! Junga right down Main Street, and Florida responds. The lead is back to 5.
That was a nice shot going underneath the glove of Howarder. And Florida just opened their lead up once again. It's 8-3 now. Just about a minute and a half gone by here in this third period. So a good start for the Gators.
Play resumed quickly as we got a hand pass here against Florida Tech. So we'll do it all over again. Florida wins the face-off. Weissman trying to gain the zone, and he just dumps it in. Zambiello is there on the other side. Mirzajuski got in his way. Puck comes back out of the point, held in by Morton. Morton, shot deflected on net. Not sure whose stick that hit, but it went just wide. Zambiello now coming out of the corner. Gonna trade places with Morton. Does a full lap. Zambiello still. Zambiello back around the net. Tough angle shot. That ended up hitting his teammate right in front, and it trickles in.
Wow.
Looks like this is going to be
Zarek Zelmansky.
Zelmansky's goal. He was there. Looks like he got a touch, or at least he's claiming he did, at the near side. And Florida scores again. It's 9-3.
Foot is back on the gas pedal for the Gators, as this time it is Zarek Zelmansky putting it into the back of the net. I think that's his second goal of the game.
It's his first. He's one of the few Gators not to score. Jaworski skating in after this. He's around the net. Comes back out. Weissman holds it in. Nice pass to Zambiello. He's got some room. His shot goes wide. Tried to go through the legs, and that hit the side of the net.
Almost put up a 10 spot early in the third period. for the Gators.
Down low to Zambiello. Back over here to Weissman. Puck missed Zambiello, so Morton will go and pick it up. He throws it towards the goal. Zambiello wrapping out in front, and that puck almost went out of play, but it stayed in. Chipped ahead for Rossi. Stephen Rossi with a break. Weissman trying to chase him down. Rossi moving in, and a big save from Mason Sesma.
Good save there from Cessna.
Another opportunity for Rossi, and Cessno got there as well. Pressure still on. Here's Kingery now for Florida Tech. That shot hit a body and ricochets into the netting.
That one just goes out of play.
Best save of the game so far for Mason Cessna, stopping the Rossi break. As we've seen Rossi score tons of breakaway goals this weekend. Face-off will be to Mason Cessna's right. 16:53 to go here in the third period. Back out to Cormier. He shoots it on, and that's
save.
covered.
Good save.
We'll do it all over again here. Ryan Cormier rocking the red gloves. Scored a goal earlier for Florida Tech, their second goal. Here's Maestro around in front. Vertes cleans it up for Zhang. Zhang lost the handle, and Mirzajuski will skate in front of him for it. Zhang, good forecheck though to keep it moving. Cormier beaten to the puck. Maestro knocked into the boards. Mirzajuski lost the puck, gave it away. Zhang couldn't skate onto it though. Down low. Nice move in front. Here's Wang, and a good stick there by Cormier to take the puck away. Mirzajuski now being hounded by Wang. Trying to get the puck out, and he can't. Here's Maestro. Shot, and Vertes tried to take the one-timer, and he got nothing on it.
That was very close.
Vertes picks it up again, makes a move toward the net. He's taken down, and we're going to get a penalty against Florida Tech.
Yep, looks like the Gators are going to go back to the power play here with a good chance to blow this game wide open, as if it not already is.
At this point, might be more of a experimental power play for Florida, if nothing else. Try some new things you might not do if the game was a little closer. Give some different players some power play time. Here's Hitchcock now. Up ahead, here's Santarias. Spins away. Back out to the point for Hitchcock. He's got Maestro. Goes over to him. Maestro moving in, shot, and that's held on to by Justin Howarder.
Save there from Howarder. Florida has been putting a lot of pucks to the net so far here in the third period. Would not be surprised if they don't lift their foot off the gas.
Just put it down in the corner. Here's Rosenthal. He tried to put it in front for Quinlan. That missed everybody, and it's hooked out. Josh Goodhind that made the play for Florida Tech. Let's throw ahead for Quinlan. He touches it for Rosenthal. Rosenthal's got Maestro going to the net, looking for him, and it ended up going behind the net. Rosenthal now. Got Howarder looking the wrong way, but I don't think he realized it. Nice play by Renton to knock that puck down. Drops it for Jung, and he'll just skate behind his net as Florida changes their forwards. Here's Junga with speed. Trying to get around Goodhind. He's able to. Centurion had the puck taken away by Rossi, and he'll skate up with it. Zhang got in his way, but Rossi manages to keep the puck moving. Hounding Renton. Renton sandwiched there. Goodhind now tried to get it to his teammate Rossi and was unable to. Good stick. As it goes back and forth here in the neutral zone. Here's Zhang moving in. He's got some space. He shoots and he scores!
10.
Florida reaches double digits in the game as Jeffin Zhang gets on the board for the Gators. And they lead 10-3.
No need for a celebration here, as the Gators have just completely cracked this one open.
Zhang moving right back in. Broken stick now for
stick.
Taylor. A battle in this area that's a little obstructed. This is Wang trying to get away. He's not able to. Moving ahead now. So, is Buckley, Seamus Buckley. Lost the handle. Here's Cohen Howarder. Out in front, Taylor! And a big save from Cessna.
Good stop there from Mason Cessna. He read that puck like a hawk and covered it up.
Taylor found himself wide open in net for Florida Tech.
Shots on goal are 33-24 in favor of the Gators. And 10 of those 33 shots have made their way past Howarder.
Look up the wall. Lee tried to send it to Streiberg. Streiberg behind the net. Passes it out in front, and that was touched away. Weissman might have had a play on it, but Leahy tried to get something on it first.
Tough luck there from Florida.
Streiberg tried to make a move around Mirzajewski, and Mirzajewski did well. Take the puck away. Here's Chancio in the direction of Taylor. Refs deem that Taylor got a touch on it, so no icing. Morton now, the Florida captain, passes it up the rink. Streiberg will skate onto this. He moves in against Mirzajewski. Decides to just dump it, as Kingery will go back to defend in this corner. Pass, rink wide. It's Morton now. Morton down low. Out in front for Farang, and he couldn't get anything on it. Taylor was looking the wrong way. Big hit there by Streiberg as he stood up. Defense Howarder, and Howarder gave him a little extra shot.
Yeah, you can tell that Florida Tech is starting to get frustrated again, a little bit like they were at the end of the first period. A lot of pushing and shoving and intentional slashing going on.
Here's Ajewski now. Right out in front, and that is saved by Cessna.
Brilliant save by Mason Cessna. Way to slide all the way to the other side of the crease to block that one.
That was Ethan Bodoff for Florida Tech putting it on goal, and that just slid under the pad of Cessna. He got there just in time. Any later, and that might have slid under him. Rossi, nice face-off win. Back out to Ost. Rossi now skating out of the corner with it. Takes it himself, tries to put it in the direction of Wilkin. Puck was bobbling, so the pass wasn't great. Here's Zelmansky now. Zelmansky, wow, bodies Kingery off of him, but he lost the puck in the process. Big boy hockey out there from Zelmansky. Here's Chancio over the line. Tried to put it in front for Rossi. Now it's Wilkin, and his shot flies over the net. Here's Kingery walking the line. That puck came out, so he just gave it away. Zamiello now moving in. Makes a move to the front of the net, and he lost the handle. Defense partner Jack Ost a little confused. The keeper just kind of left the puck after being offside. But Florida Tech gets away with it. Here they come again. It's Rossi. Shoots it. That's over Cessna's net. Puck flung around. Puck will go get this. He's got time. Needs to get around Rossi. Decides to just go D to Maestro. He'll go rink wide. Here's Jaworski. Jaworski's got Zamiello with him. Tried to feed it to Zamiello, and that deflected. Wow, Santarias had an opportunity there. The puck fell nicely for him, but he couldn't get it on net. Here's Ost. Ost tried to make a move around Renton. Renton did well to push him against the boards. Here's Junga now. Junga gave the puck away. Rosenthal touches it back to him, and he'll join the rush with Zamiello. Zamiello being closed down. Junga will skate onto the loose puck. Down low for Santarias. He put it in front. Nobody home. Junga now, whose family is standing just to our left. Rink wide for Santarias. He finds Quinlan in the middle. Quinlan makes a nice play. Here's Rosenthal. Throwing it towards the goal, and that was wide. Renton thought about pinching, and now he decides to. Puck ends up over with Junga. Low shot, loose in front, and Howarder covers that.
Good little sequence in front there from Florida, but Howarder stood tall and made a good save there.
Another face-off coming up now. 10:08 to go in the third period. Florida just trying to post this one to the finish line. Quinlan lost the puck, and Florida Tech will clear it all the way down here, and it's going to be icing against Florida Tech. So some tired bodies are going to be forced to stay out there. Quinlan hands the puck to his rep, and then he'll go off for a change. As the line of Wang, Zhang, and Vertes will come out now for the Gators. Okay, so tied up. Zhang tried to move towards the net, but the puck comes out to Junga. Down low for Vertes, and he missed it. Wang gives it back to Vertes. Buckley pressuring him for the puck. Bodoff there. Took down his man, Zhang. No penalty. Bodoff still fighting for it, and now it's taken away. Here's Buckley. Amos Buckley was stood up there by Renton. Pass for Vertes, and now a 2-on-2 opportunity now for the Gators. Vertes moves in. Mirzajewski trying to hound him off the puck. Vertes staying with it, though. Nice play. Now he's behind the Florida Tech net. Buckley comes in. Vertes still. Wang comes in to help out. He pokes the puck away, and Kingery will get to this first. Puck still up for grabs as Mirzajewski skates away with it, but he gives it away. Here's Wang. Wang behind his back to Vertes. Tried to touch it back out for Wang, and that was intercepted and then cleared out of the rink. So we'll need a new puck.
Indeed we will. Gotta love Florida's performance in this game. They were ready from the start, and they never let their foot off the gas at all at any point in time in this game.
Yep, they've just been content to keep the puck in the offensive zone, pass it around. Here's Morton putting a bouncing puck on net, and that's cleared out. Bodoff to skid onto this, but Morton beats him there. D to Weissman. Here's Farring. Farring over the line. He shoots, and that's off the glove of Howarder and wide. Not sure if it was going in, but Howarder taking no chances. Now it's Leahy. Leahy at the top of the circle, down low. That was into the feet of Farring. Tried to find Leahy, but it ends up with Freiberg. Back out for Morton. On the half wall is Schreiberg. Looking for options. Going back and forth. Being watched by Bodoff and Kingery. Everybody kind of standing still looking for Farring in the middle. But he couldn't do anything with it. Rossi swoops in to take the puck away. Here's Rossi moving in on Weissman. Trying to make a move. Gets around him. Shot! Almost made it through Cessna. And he covers.
He tried to play it with the blocker as well to try and keep the clock moving, but wasn't able to. 7:57 left here in period number 3.
Rossi has been the most dangerous Florida Tech Panther in this game, as he has been all tournament. Almost beating Cessna there, but Cessna able to keep it out. Stopped just enough of it. Lost, dumping it down low. Goes behind the net for Weissman, and he'll just bring it up the boards. Kingery going to try and hold this in, and he does. Throws it at the net. Puck winds up with Chancio, and Schreiberg picks it up after the save from Cessna. Schreiberg moving in, stopping, sent it down low for Leahy. Leahy's got 3 goals in this game, was trying to set up Ferenc that time, but it didn't connect, and this will be icing unless Rossi can win this race, and he won't.
Oh.
Maestro had the head start, so we'll come all the way back down this way. .7:22 to go here in the third period. Both of these teams looking like they're just ready to play this out. Rossi goes forward on the draw. Maestro Collects it. He puts it into the corner. Jaworski back to the point for Maestro. He shoots it through traffic, and that ended up behind the net. Zamiello now. Hitchcock skating past Zamiello. He'll move down low. Dishes off for Maestro. Maestro moving in. That's into the body of Justin Howarder. Puck fell in front of him, but he got the benefit of the doubt. Change coming here for Florida Tech.
Florida can't because the faceoff is going to be in their zone.
Same group out there for Florida. Interesting face-off alignment here as Zamiello is right outside the circle. Lemansky tried to take it to the front of the net. Howarder's net almost came off. But we're all good. Back out to Zamiello. He shoots a long pass, and that's a toe save there by Howarder. Florida Tech trying to clear. Zamiello holds that in. Now, Jaworski on it. He lost it out in front for Zalmansky. And Florida Tech chips out. Hitchcock directing traffic. He'll take it down. Pass didn't make it through Mirzajewski. But Zamiello did well to take the puck back. And Howarder makes a save right on his goal line, deep in the crease.
That's a good stop there from Howarder.
Looks like the fatigue of the early morning starting to set in for both teams. The intensity level has definitely dropped since at least the beginning of this game, and certainly since yesterday, as Florida's looking very good to take home third place in the ACDC. That's not what they wanted, though, is it, Chris?
They wanted the championship, and you could tell the way they came out against Florida State. They played very hard in that first period, but they did not play well in the second or the third of that game.
Shot by Cohen. Howarder went wide as he was set up by Rossi. Here's Quinlan the other way. Quinlan for Florida. Tried to dump it back for Santarias. He couldn't handle it. Rosenthal's taken down. No call. Here's Renton. Santarias back to Renton. Santarias lost an edge there in the corner. Now Ost will move it ahead. Cessna directs this over to Junga. He'll take his time. Up the wall now. Right in front of us goes Junga. Junga hit hard into the boards there by Kingery. Ost keeping it moving, but only as far as Rosenthal. Rosenthal back to the point for Renton. D to Quinlan. Quinlan skating down low, looking for options. Decides to take it behind the net. Came out in front, tried to throw it at the goal. Not very dangerous there as Kingery will get onto this. He'll flip it out in the direction of Taylor. Taylor bodied off the puck by Junga, and Rosenthal comes away with it. Taylor slow to get up as Junga skates in front. Big save, Howarder. Another opportunity for Junga. He goes behind the net as we're going to get a stoppage. As the net is off.
Yep.
That was a big save from Howarder. A nice little give-and-go play in front by the Gators. These Florida Tech Panthers look exhausted on the ice.
They really do. Both teams look tired. Then again, the early morning really
looks like
setting
Taylor,
in a lot of fatigue for these two teams.
It's like Taylor was allowed to change because he was slow to get up and appeared to be injured a little bit. He is replaced by Santino Ciancio. Ciancio, who scored the OT winner against USF on Friday. Might have caught my post-game interview with him after that game. Here's Kingery now behind his net. Moving away from Vertes. Skated into too many bodies, and Vertes takes the puck away, but this is blown dead as it was played with a high stick by Florida. 4:30 to go in this game. Back underway. Skating ahead with it now is Seamus Buckley. Seamus Buckley, awkward entry, and it's offside, so Florida Tech is able to Florida, excuse me, is able to move up the zone. Here's Yuski's going to go and get this. He's being pressured by Jonathan Wang. Wang takes the puck away. Tried to get it back up to the point, but couldn't get it by Chancio. Puck still loose. And it ends up on the stick of Mirzajuski. He's being pressured from behind. Stick handles away. Bodies Wang. Wang stays on him. Wang does well to get it to Vertes. Vertes coming back this way. Morton throws it on net. That was blocked by Chancio. Rink wide. Here's Weissman moving down. In front for Vertes, and that goes wide. Loose puck in front. That goes over the net.
Just wide.
Vertes now, as the puck has been in this Florida Tech zone the majority of this period. Puck cleared out now, and it's into the Florida Tech bench, so we'll get another stoppage. 3:22 to go in this game. The shots are 36-27 in favor of UF. Quick update from the ACDC championship game over on the other rink. Jacksonville and FSU are knotted up at 1.
Got a good one over there on the stadium rink. And later on this rink, it is going to be Tampa against Alabama in the women's championship. And on the other rink in the men's Division III championship, it is going to be University of South Florida taking on, you guessed it, Tampa.
Charlie Serapian and myself, Aaron Blank, will be on the call for that women's championship game here in just a little bit. Louis DePaulo, Devin Serra will be on the call for that men's 3 championship game. Here's Hitchcock now spinning away, finds Maestro. Maestro's shot, that hit a stick and goes wide. Loose at the side of the net, and Leahy's on it. Puck still loose as Oss pokes it up the boards, and Bodoff will skate onto this for Florida Tech. Nice keep by Hitchcock, and he'll send it back down low. Here's Ferenc. Leahy, it was waist high, so he gloved it down to himself. Rossi's after it. He'll try and skate this out, makes a nice move. Still people to beat, and he manages to get out of trouble. Rink wide, that was in the direction of Goodhind. Goodhind gonna try and skate onto this, but Hitchcock wins the race. Goodhind scrums him against the boards, and this will be rung around. Schreiberg will get to this. Sends it up the gut for Leahy. Leahy hit by Kingery. He loses the puck. Here's Ost. Jack Ost. Up the wall. Sends it. That hit Goodhind, so no icing. Here's Junga now. 2:16 to go. Here's Schreiberg moving in against Wilkin. Wilkin stumbles a bit, finds Ferenc. Ferenc shot, and that's over the net.
Just a little too high there.
Back out in front for Ferenc, and that shot was deflected out of play. I believe that was Ost who got his stick in there. And we'll get another stoppage of play.
Just 2 minutes left in this one, and it's looking like Florida looks very comfortable to pick up 3rd place here in the ACDC division this year.
Florida Tech will take 4th. Had a bit of a weird road getting here. Had a big lead against USF in the quarterfinal. Blew a 6-1, 5-1 lead. Ended up having to go to overtime, tied at 6 before Santino Chancio scored the OT winner. Speaking of which, here comes Chancio. Tried to drop it for Buckley. No shortage of drama for Florida Tech, despite running into Jacksonville yesterday, and they lost 8-4.
After going up 3-0 really quickly, Jacksonville was just a better team, and they're currently knotted up with Florida State right now.
Zamiello had a great chance as the puck was loose beside Howarder, but he couldn't put it away. That was the opportunity for the hat trick for Zamiello. Here's Ajewski moving in, gets around Morton. Around the net, Wilkin waiting there. Pass for Chancio is deflected as we head into the final minute here at the Mezzanine Rink in Coral Springs. Both teams trying to get this over the line. So we got a penalty coming up here against Florida.
Yeah, just a little last second penalty here.
Looks like it's going to be Zamiello. It's going.
Zamiello is going to the penalty box.
Will be a board here, or a charge for Zamiello. So Florida Tech with 43.5 seconds of power play here in the third period. A chance to maybe throw the puck around a little bit. Florida tapping their sticks on the bench, encouraging their penalty killers to stay strong.
They're at this final kill. 35 seconds left.
Kingery left Streiberg in the dust. Kingery all the way to the net, and the puck was knocked off his stick. He retreats back to his defensive position. Morton fighting for it. He'll get away from it. Howarder in for the puck. Rossi picks it up. Out in front, that went off the body of Renton, and lucky for him, it didn't redirect into his own goal. 14 seconds left as Florida just dumps it down the rink, and it looks like Kingery will just pick it up. Will he rush up the ice again? Yes, he will. 5 seconds left. Stephen Rossi cuts him off, and that'll do it. Florida takes third place in the ACDC as they win 10-3 over Florida Tech. Any final thoughts on the game, Chris?
Well, this was all Florida from the beginning. Even though Florida Tech got a goal 35 seconds into the game to go up 1-0, ever since that happened, Florida just took over.
Feel free to head over to the FSU versus Jacksonville stream right now. They are still in the ACDC championship game, knotted at 1 in the third period. But we're all done here. For Chris Linney, I'm Aaron Blank. Thank you so much for tuning in bright and early this morning, and we will see you next year.